All right, everybody. Good morning. Sitting here behind the computer, getting ready to make this Webasto for the Ford Transit install video. Couple things. Toward the end, you're going to notice that I'm really hard to look at because I had a busted blood vessel in my eye. I don't remember which one it was. And anyway, it looks like somebody punched me in the eye, but I don't know why it happened. So anyway, so I apologize for that in advance. As I'm getting ready to make the video, I'm like, man, there's some stuff I need to tell people that I probably didn't cover in the videos or it wasn't real clear. So I'm going to go over it in detail before we start. First of all, it's going to be a two-part video because it's way too long to put in one video and y'all would probably skip it and miss all the good stuff. The first video is going to be about dropping the gas tank. There are 6 bolts. You want to run your tank till you got about 10, 15 miles to empty so it's easy to lower. You undo the bolts. You can literally hold it with one hand. All the tubing and native lines are long enough and flexed enough to where you can actually set the thing down on the ground. There's the normal clip that's on the top of the auxiliary fuel input. There's a tube that's already there by Ford that goes down 3/4 of the way into the tank, so you can't ever run your tank dry. I ordered from Ford, according to the parts book, this. Here's the part number. See the dash B? They said the dash B is for the 2020 Ford Transit high roof. Well, when you get it, it's got a clip that's blue. It's also got a little tube in there. And I'm like, what the hell is this tube for? So I call the guy. I'm like, do I just throw this tube away? He goes, shouldn't have a tube in there. That's for the diesel. I go, well, that's the one you sold me for 40 bucks or 30 bucks or whatever the hell it was. So Ford has it wrong in their manual. The dash A is for, same part number, dash A, it's a yellow clip, which you will see in the videos, is for the gas model. If you have a diesel, it doesn't have the tube that goes down, so you have to attach that little tube to the nipple that you then put into the top. And I've never been on top of a diesel, never owned a Ford diesel, couldn't tell you what it looks like. You're gonna have to go find somebody else's videos. But anyway, so once you open the package, they won't take it back, even though they gave you the wrong damn part number. So learn from my mistakes, save you 40 bucks. Do not get the dash B if you have a gas one. The other thing you're gonna notice is that in the videos, you're gonna see me in different places, underneath the van, inside the van, showing the controls in different spots. That's because we took my personal van, which is a Ford Transit high roof, Transit high roof extended. We also have 2 other ones that we're building out for customers. So I have 3 different vans that we're putting Webastos in all at the same time. And so at different stages, we jumped under the vehicle with the camera, or we were drilling holes, or we were doing different things and kind of piecemealed them all together to make one video. So that's why you're gonna see the fuel pump may look like it's bolted to a different spot under the van, but the theory of how you connect everything is still the same. The video number 2 is gonna be not about the fuel tank and the nipple, but how do you actually mount the unit itself. So anyway, I wanted to go into clarity on that because I know a lot of people will send messages on other videos and say, why is this? And I just figured it'd be easier to clarify it in 1 or 2 minutes. Also, it says 5-minute tips and tricks. There's no way in hell you can put all the information that you're gonna need to install a Webasto heater in 5 minutes and really understand it. So it's not rocket science. It's very easy. After you've done 2 or 3 of them, you're like, why would anybody pay $500 or $600 to get this thing installed? So anyway, we're gonna get after this. So I'm gonna upload this video. This will be at the preface of probably both videos, just so if someone accidentally clicked on part 2, they'll know that there's a part 1, even though it's gonna say part 2 at the header somewhere. So I'm trying to keep everybody informed, and we got a lot of Ford Transit videos coming out. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, because there's a ton of stuff we're gonna be putting out about the Ford Transit, because we will be doing 3 of them basically at the same time. So we got a lot of information to pass on. So anyway, hope this helps everybody, and stay tuned. All right, well, we finally got the little thing that goes on top of the tank, which you probably have seen earlier in this video. So now we're gonna put the Webasto in my van. Pretty simple. I went and drilled 2 holes How big were they? Oh, the bit's probably still on my drill. Oh, there it is right there. It's about that big. What size? No clue. All I did was hold it over this plate right here, the mounting plate, like this, and went, yep, that covers those holes. Yep, that covers those holes. Laid this plate on the floor of my van where I wanted it. Drilled a little pilot hole through here. Kind of triangulated to make sure that it looked like it would come through in between the I-beams underneath. So I marked the 4 outer holes. 4 outer holes with a Sharpie. Laid it in place. Marked the center holes. Drilled a pilot hole. Went underneath. Took this. Went, yep, that's not gonna hurt anything. Went on top, drilled the 2 holes. They're actually kind of looks like a figure 8. Matter of fact, I'll just show you. So now that I got my holes drilled and already got my the nipple on top of the tank with a nice about 4-foot piece of hose, got my shot back in here. Oh. Let me show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's gonna go right there, and you can see my 4 dots. That's the ground on the outside. So all I'm gonna do is I bolt everything together. People that drill 50 million little holes, why? Still the amount of same surface area. Oh, my lens is dirty there. Where stuff can come through. So Webasto comes with this neat little gasket. You put that on. It can only go on one way because there's 3 poles here and 2 here. Put that down there. You run this wire up through the middle of this one, like so. I'll kind of show you as I'm doing it. I wish I had my clamp, which I cannot find, so I can mount my GoPro. Man, this is gonna be a really crappy video. But anyway, that goes like that. There's 4 bolts and washers that come with the Webasto. And just like that. You bolt this on. Put a piece of the little rubber tubing here that your fuel line hose goes into. You connect the black one to the black hose, and you pull this. This goes to your fuel filter. You pull that down in that little slot right there. Then you put this on here. You put a ring clamp. You mount this on the other end. It's like an air filter, kind of diffuser, sound deadener, or something, I don't know. You screw that on there on the other end. This will drop down through the hole that I cut. You put your exhaust tube on the other one, like this. The silver goes on silver, black goes on black. See how easy that goes on? Put a ring clamp on there. Bolt this down, this plate down, and then around the hole, I'm gonna put butyl tape, which is the same stuff I seal all around everything on the roof with. I'm gonna put a double layer of butyl tape. I'll push this thing down, put some good heavy screws through here. I'm actually gonna use ones that are long enough to go through my flooring, through my subflooring, which is 3/4 inch plywood, and into the metal. So they're like self-tapping 1.5 inch screws. Look very similar to this. Self-drilling screws, 1.5 inch long. Boom. I might use some, I got all different sizes, so I'm gonna find ones that are the thickest, heaviest ones that I have. That way it goes through all my subfloor and actually into the floor of the van. Once that's done, actually, before all that, I'm gonna go paint where I cut with Rust-Oleum paint. Anchor everything down like we talked about, which I will show pictures of. And then once it's all done on the bottom, I'll go underneath, and where those screw holes are, I'll paint a little Rust-Oleum paint where they came through also. They're stainless steel screws, so, but where they drilled through, it's gonna be touching raw metal. So anyway, super simple, not hard to do at all. If you just cut holes big enough to drop all this through and get everything pre-assembled here, take that in your van and just drop the whole thing down, screw 4 holes in your plate, boom, it's anchored, go underneath, bend your little flex tube away to the outside of the van, bend your air tube toward the inside of the van, hopefully up underneath an I-beam. Remember, the carbon monoxide is heavier than oxygen, so you want your air intake up high your exhaust down low in opposite directions if you can. And always, always, always put a carbon monoxide detector inside your van, because this thing is burning gas inside the van in the unit itself. And a little bit is inevitably going to get out and inside your van. You just want to make sure that you're safe. 99% of it probably goes out through the exhaust, but no need waking up dead if you could have bought a $19 carbon monoxide detector. So anyway, it's that simple. There's a little clip-on thing that I put right here that goes on the air intake. This one goes on the exhaust. You kind of screw that piece on. It's a pain in the butt. I found it easier if you kind of, this tube kind of stretches and expands. Let me see if I can show you. See how that expands? Expand it out, and then just sit there and screw on this cap that comes with it. That's your exhaust. You'll put a clamp around it that comes with it. Put that on there, and then you can flex that tube. I'm just gonna actually have mine going up over kind of where my wheel well is, pointing toward the back of the van where the bed is. But you're in 80 cubic or 80 square feet of floor space. I don't care which way you have this thing pointing. It's gonna heat up the van the same. Unless you just want to have it pointing where you can stick your hands and feet in front of it or something like that. So anyway, that's it. We're gonna run the electrical up the wall. I gotta drill a hole and get this sucker installed. But it's pretty simple. Install everything you can together before you drop it through, anchor it down, then you're not underneath the van in little tight places trying to put stupid ring clamps on. That's my advice. I'll send you a picture as we get updated. All right, just want to point something out. When you get your little pumps, they have these little yellow tips on either end to protect these little nipples. When I pulled one off, the inside of that hole had yellow stuff in it. I had to take a really small drill bit, almost the size like a pin head or a like safety pin would work, and pull that little glob of yellow stuff out of there. So always check the ends and make sure that you don't have any little pieces of this yellow cap shoved down in there, or your crap ain't gonna work. So anyway, we got it put together. This took about 2 minutes. Washers, you want to put this ring clamp on here. You can crank this one down. It is going metal, holding plastic onto metal, but you want to make sure that you're not going to hit this where the wire comes through. That one you can crank it down. On this end, it's plastic on plastic, so don't go King Kong on it. This one here, it gives you a bigger clamp for the metal side. And so you want to, kind of have that out of the way. This is where your fuel filter is going to connect. And it connects with these little tubes that they give you, which I'm going to show you, that already have little clamps on them. And this literally just goes on like this. Oh, I say it's that easy. There it is. Push that on. Put this little ring clamp on. I'm going to do it this way so it's easy to access. And then the black tubing that they give you goes into the other end. You'll have a piece hanging out, put a ring clamp on there. We'll put all that on before we drop it through the floor. So anyway, saw that little yellow piece of plastic stuff, and that could really screw up your day. You'd be troubleshooting for shit, you may never find it. So anyway, just something to look for. Anyway, we'll keep you updated on how it's going. Okay, got everything put together. This is kind of preemptively put together. It's got an arrow on there. Right there you can see. So you want to make sure that the end line is going in from your tank. The part with the big fat heavy arrow where it's going out of, it's going to connect onto this end, which is going into the heater. It comes with this wire that has these little funky clips. They look like this on there. I cut those off, took this hose, this line right here that's about 20 feet long, one underneath. I only need about 2 feet, so I made it about 4 foot long. I'll just coil up the rest, and I spliced it together there. So I literally cut off all of this. See that? Because I didn't need it, because mine is literally coming out. Boom, I'm gonna run this plastic tube through part of the A-frame to the other side, connected onto my pump. My pump's connecting straight into my thing, to my tank. From the tank to the Webasto is probably about 3 feet total. So I'm having everything super short runs. And so we're gonna go in there, drop this through the hole, dry fit it, make sure everything looks good. We're gonna pull it back out. We're gonna put our butyl tape. We're gonna drop it in again, bolt these 4 bolts down, go underneath, connect the inside of the arrow. This side over here, it's gonna go to my fuel tank. That line will just plug in, tighten that down. This line right here, it's gonna go in this line here, tighten it down. Now, major tip. The Webasto pump goes, it's a diaphragm that goes back and forth that pulls, then releases. So the gas gets pulled through and then it kind of reseals. At least I watched the how-to video, that's how it said it. They give you this big ass ring clamp to clamp this to the side of your van. If this is touching your van, you're gonna hear tick, 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 and it will keep your ass up. I had it in my other van, it was annoying as hell. There is a way to do this. So what you do is you put this ring clamp through here and you bolt this on, kind of like that. You squeeze this together, you put a bolt through there. Through that bolt, you put another ring clamp that's actually bolted to your van. Then you bolt the two together so that this is basically suspended in the air via ring clamp connected to a ring clamp. And then you don't hear all the ticking. But if this is up against the frame, you are going to not sleep well at night. You might be warm, but you ain't sleeping. So anyway, that's my tip. And I'll send a picture after I finish this all up. I ain't sending a picture to nobody. I'm gonna post a picture. It's cold outside and I'm working by myself today. So anyway, we're gonna go dry fit this thing and see how it works. We'll keep you updated. All right, here's a dry fit. Came in here and dropped it through. Boom. That's what she's gonna look like. We're gonna have the exhaust tube coming out. It's just gonna mount to that wall. My Dometic cooler actually goes up against that, so it'll just be blowing up behind the cooler up into the airspace. We're gonna go underneath. This is honest God's truth. I haven't even been underneath to look like, see what it looks like since I dropped it. Dang it, it's cold. All right, here we go, moment of truth. No lying here. Oh, hell, she looks beautiful. That's what it looks like. Let's get this hose out of the way. Get this out of the way. See, you cut those 2 holes. This wire, put this back, sorry about the crappy angle. This wire right here, woo, it's windy. Okay, this is where the tube's coming out of my tank. I have it kind of tied up there just to hold it out of the way. I'm going to put my fuel pump right there. It'll be a ring mount mounted up high with this kind of hanging down low, so it's ring mount connected to another ring mount so that this is not touching the frame ticking underneath my bed. It'll be hanging right here. This is going to go like this. Man, it is howling. I don't know if y'all can see all the leaves blowing by. It's crazy. So my fuel pump will be like this. Line coming in, line going out to this line right here, which I'm going to run through my frame. I saw a little spot. I just want to slip it right through there. There you go. And that'll kind of keep it nice and secure. So, but I got to go back in and I got to go back inside and do my butyl tape. So I'm going to lift it up, put butyl tape around the edge, push it back down, come under here, secure everything, make sure everything's working, and then we're done. All I gotta do is mount the control knob, which I gotta go drill a hole in my little paneling I left a little slot for. So anyway, that's it. Oh, last thing you gotta do, you gotta plug that on and tighten it down, point it where you want it. So anyway, those 2 holes make it really easy, especially if you have a big open spot like that and short runs. So anyway, I hope it keeps you warm this winter. Everybody have a great day, and make sure you subscribe. I need subscribers. Vacay all day, every day. And for my van, I went and got it registered today because I hadn't done it in 2 months. I've been lazy. And I got the license plate 24/7 365. So it's vacay 24/7 365. No one else had my license plate. Anyway, y'all take care and subscribe, and we will keep you updated on the next video. Bye-bye. All right, something else I like to do. Once you put this clamp on, you cannot see which way the arrow is. You can see the very tip of it there. So what I do is I write on this side the flow direction, so that when I'm laying up underneath the van, upside down and all cattywampus and whatever, I can just look at that thing and go, oh crap, that's the way it goes. So now I know that this is going in and that's coming out. The other thing you can do to tell which end's coming out is which way the wiring harness connects on. The wiring harness connects on the outward flow side. So anyway, hope that kind of helps. I think that's what it does. Hell, I can't tell. Yep, that's correct. So anyway, flow is on that side. Just want to make sure I didn't screw it up. So anyway, here's how I put a clamp to a clamp. And then this clamp, or this one actually, will go through here. And this is what will clamp to the van. So this thing's just kind of hanging. See that? Then you don't hear all that tick, 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 tick crap. So anyway, we're gonna go mount this thing under the van, hook up some hoses, mount our wiring harness, and we should be good to go. Anyway, we'll keep you updated. All right, fired up first time. Well, we pre-primed all the lines, so it's kind of cheating. But anyway, here's the sounds you want to hear. Hear that? And I just got this kind of tucked up into here. I gotta go buy a ring clamp. Got my air going the other way. You can hear the fuel thing ticking. Oh, what an awesome sensation. Let's go inside and see if we can feel some heat. Got my little heater tube I'm gonna put on. Light is red. We're gonna run that up in the wall behind here. I still have to trim that out, but I was waiting to do that so my heater will be mounted right there. Oh, let's get in here. Oh, she's blowing toasty, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Hidden back behind the couch that folds down to a bed. Oh, we're gonna be cooking with Crisco in here. Anyway, that's how you do a Webasto heater. I'm gonna put this exhaust tube on. I'm gonna move I gotta drill the hole, run my wire up, mount that bad boy about right there. It'll be easy to get to. And then we are done. We're ready for a ski trip. Oh, found something that wasn't painted. Gotta putty these little holes right here and paint. Anyway, hope everybody has a good warm winter with their Webasto heaters. Y'all take care.